Greetings all, greeting everybody in the continent and those who are in diaspora. This is Fact About Africa. So I'm here today to share with you some lines from the song of Bob Marley, Redemption, which relates with Joshua Maponga's philosophy. So here I will share with you 7 lines from this song, Redemption song, which connect with Maponga's philosophy. The first line is emancipation yourself from mental slavery. This line found in this song, and we all know that Maponga is a vocal prominent of mental liberation for Africans, which argues that African people, both on the continent and in the diaspora, need to liberate their minds from the Western worldview that was imposed on them during colonialism. He often emphasizes the importance of reclaiming African knowledge, wisdom, and indigenous ways of thinking, which has been suppressed by centuries of colonization. Like Marley, Maponga stressed the importance of breaking free from mental slaves to recognize one's full potential and restore African dignity. This is the first line. And the second line from this song, Bob Marley said, reclaiming African identity and cultural heritage. On this line, we see Joshua Maponga is deeply invested in African identical reclamation. He frequently speaks about the needs for Africans to reconnect with their ancestral heritage and cultural roots, which were several disrupted by colonialism. Maponga's advocate for a return to African tradition, language, and African traditions, languages, and belief systems as a means of empowering the next generation of Africans. Much like Marley's call to reclaim dignity and history, Maponga encourages Africans to reject the colonial mindset that often denigrates African culture and instead embrace an African-centered worldview that celebrates their rich cultural heritage. And the third line from this song also, Bob Marley said, the resistance against oppression and injustice. On this line, we see Joshua Maponga speaks strong against the system of oppression forced by African people, both historically and in modern times. He argued that economic slavery, cultural suppressions, and political exploitation continue to affect African nations and people worldwide. Like Marley, Maponga encouraged Africans to rise up against the social, political, and economic system that have long oppressed them. He often discusses the importance of African economic independence and the need to reject dependence on foreign powers and institutions that perpetuate African subjugations. Apart from that, the line also which found on that song is empowerment of self-determination. On this line, Maponga advocates for self-reliance and self-determination. He stressed that true freedom for Africans comes when they take control of their own economy, culture, and political future. Like Marley, Maponga emphasizes that empowerment is an inside job. It begins with self-awareness and self-empowerment. Maponga frequently encourages Africans to create solutions from within the continent, whether in terms of entrepreneurship, education, or community building. This aligns with Marley's message that redemption comes when individuals and communities take control of their own lives and reject the system that keep them dependent. The line number 5 is restoring dignity and pride. On this, Maponga often speaks about the importance of African pride. He emphasized the need for African people to see themselves as powerful and capable rather than as victims of their historical circumstances. He speaks about the physical and cultural recovery of African pride and encourage people to value their heritage, just as Marley called for the restoration of dignity. Also, Maponga teaching us roots in the ideas that true freedom begins when Africans restore their pride in who they are, where they come from, and the potential they have as a people. Also, the sixth line from this redemption song, Bob Marley said, "We have got to fulfill the book." On this, Maponga often talks about the unfinished revolution in Africa. While the continent has gained political independence in many places, economic and psychological freedom are still work in progress. Much like Marley, Maponga encouraged Africans to continue the work of liberating the African continent economically, culturally, and socially. This aligns with Marley's call for redemption, not just as an individual, but a collective struggle for a more just and liberated world. The last line, which is number 7 from this song, Marley said, "The role of education and knowledge." We all know that one of the Maponga's central message in the importance of Africans centered education. He believed that Africans must educate themselves on their own history, culture, and knowledge system in order to break free from the mental shackles of colonialism. Maponga has spoken extensively about the need for a curriculum that reflects African reality and teaches young people about their heritage, wisdom, and potential. This education revolution is essential to mental liberation, aligning with Marley's call for awakening and empowerment through knowledge. So, brothers and sisters, these are 7 lines which I shared with you. All these lines from the song of Bob Marley, Redemption Song at that time. So still, this becomes as a wisdom words from revolutionary struggle Bob Marley, and still and ongoing. Thanks for watching. Please, if you have anything on this, what I've shared with you, please let me know it in the comment section.